Hi, it's Paul from Booker Bees, and I've just come to collect what I think is a swarm of bees. As I think, it could be an established hive. I got called by a gentleman who has recently moved into the house, I believe, and has found a colony of bees in a pot. So I came out earlier today and made a quick assessment of the job and decided that the easiest thing would be to take the whole pot back to my house so that I can assess whether the bees are newly clustered in the pot and they're just waiting to find a more permanent home, or whether they've already set up home and there is comb in the pot. I suspect that they have relatively recently moved in. It's a small space and it's not really going to be suitable for a colony of any size to be able to survive. So I suspect that it's a recent colony in there. That may be very little, if any, comb in there. I'll show you the pot. Okay, there we go. You can see the bees, and I don't know how long they've been in the pot. So there could be comb in there, or there could be a new swarm. I suspect they're a new swarm and they will shake out fairly easily. But what I'm going to do is just put the whole pot in a sack, tie it up, take them home and sort them out at my place. So quick, easy job here. So, fairly straightforward. I've lifted the pot, which was a very heavy kind of clay pot, put it in the sack, and the stragglers now are just going into the sack, so I'll just leave this. It could take 5 or 10 minutes just for the last few bees to go in there. They'll get the queen pheromone. And so we've chosen dusk, just before dusk, as the best time to do this, so that all the forager bees are coming back, and we don't take a hive or a swarm in the middle of the day when a lot of field bees or scout bees, foragers, are out in the field. So as I said earlier, I've can assess the job early today. In the middle of the day, decided the easiest thing would be to just bring the whole pot, and so the pot's in the sack there, and there's the bees that are left are all going into the sack. So I'm going to sit here patiently, just wait. As the light fades, there'll be fewer and fewer bees, more and more in the bag. And we'll tie that up and take it home, and then I can have a look and assess whether that pot has got comb in it, in which case we may need to open it up, or whether it's just got a new swarm of bees in, and I can shake them out into the hive, or into a hive rather. We'll have a look when we get home. These cameras on the phones nowadays are great, aren't they? It looks, we really are losing the light here, but it looks quite light still there. So there's, you can see, very, very few bees flying now. Nearly all of the bees have gone into the sack, and I'm just waiting for the last few. What I don't want to do is leave any bees, if I can get away with it, that belong to the colony. One, so that the colony is as strong as it possibly can be, and that we don't displace any bees that will be hopeless without the queen and the rest of their social colony. But just as importantly, clearly, a nuisance bees leaving in this gentleman's front yard. He called me to remove the bees, and therefore remove the bees is what we're going to do. You might also notice that I've got a bottle of sugar water here. We are in the middle of a fire ban in this part of Queensland. It's been very dry, there's been no rain to talk of for months now, and so lighting a smoker with all this fuel around in the front yard would be crazy. So I mixed up some simple sugar water. If the bees needed to be calmed down, spray them with sugar water instead of smoke. Can work effectively. These bees are as calm as anything and I haven't needed to use it, but it's always wise to come prepared. And there we are, the pot was just here and the bees are all in the bag. I can't see any sign of any bees. There probably will be a few stragglers in the morning, but I can't see any more. The pot was lying just there and I can't see any sign of any bees. So I think I've got all of them. As I say, there may be some stragglers in the morning, but won't be more than 10, 20 bees, I should say. Good. Here we are at home, night time. We've inverted the pot the bees are in onto a beehive with some sticky frames in, and the bees are coming out. I don't know if you can see, they're coming out of the pot and into the hive, so I'm going to leave them for a little while now in the dark. Partially put a lid on. I've sprayed some sugar water on here as well, and just see if they come out of their own accord. If they don't, I'm going to cut the pot open, which is a very thick earthenware type pot, so hopefully that's going to be unnecessary. So here we are the following morning. You can see I've got the pot on the top of the hive and kind of closed the frames up as much as I can with the lid on sideways and some bricks. And the question now is, have the bees moved at all out of the pot into the hive box where the sticky frames with some wax and old residue of honey from frames that have been spun and then subsequently frozen, and some sugar water that I sprayed on last night, or are they still in the pot? Let's have a look and see what we can find. Just take the bricks away that we've left during the night to help stop the whole structure blowing around in the wind. You can see there are some bees on the frames, which is good. Some young bees. How many is the question? Is the answer. When we put the torch on and we'll show better. These are going into the hive, but some of them don't want to leave the small hole in the pot. Now the pot's got a crack all the way around it, so I'm going to use a jimmy bar, some crowbars and a sledgehammer, and we'll take the top off so we've got easier access and we'll see what's in there. I suspect it's going to make the bees cranky. That's been quite easy just to break open. You can see inside there is some comb in there, so they haven't been in there for a very short period of time. They've been in there long enough to build the comb, so we can open that up and start to take some of the comb with its contents out and use elastic bands and put it onto frames. This is good. So unsurprisingly, when I take the top off, you can see that the comb is dirty. It's a plant pot with plants in it, so it's a mix of bees and honey, and there's some brood, and I can see here in some of this comb, I don't know if you pick it up. But there are eggs, so we have evidence the queen is here, which is good, which I would expect entirely. If I can catch her, I've got a queen cage here, I will do. So difficult for me to do the work and video with one hand, impossible actually, so I shall video interesting parts. So now, working very carefully, I'm removing this comb, which has got some eggs and some brood and some nectar in it. This all potentially these eggs will turn into larvae, pupate and turn into baby bees, and it's what will keep the bees happy and prevent them from absconding from the new hive I put them in. So very carefully, I'm going to remove these and try to use elastic bands to put them in empty frames. And the empty frames have just got some lollipop sticks that are dipped in wax at the top here. What the bees will do, will start to build wax on those empty frames. They'll, you see the bees festoon on the top, they kind of hang in a formation when they start building wax. I'll see they may already be doing. So yes, they are. Yeah. So here we go. You can see the bees beginning to start on an empty frame. So I'm going to get on to work. I don't want the sun to get on this brood. Removed some of the soil from the inside of the pot. A lot of the bees are actually going into the hive. I think the queen is already in there. But I'm going to try and just crack this pot open a little bit better so I can get access to the comb. And now you can see, luckily the pot cracked quite easily. We've got some excess pot up to the comb. So we'll gently take her out. This by no means is a pretty frame, but it has brood, capped brood, eggs and some nectar and the scent of the queen. So as you can see with elastic bands, I have put all of the comb that I can find in the frame, which I'm now going to put in the middle of the hive, and they'll clean it up, and hopefully the queen, if we find her, even if we don't, we'll start to lay more eggs in here. So this will go in the centre of the box very carefully. So within this messy job, in terms of messy I mean there's lots of dirt that's inside the pot. The question is now, where is the queen? I would love to find her, so I know for sure, but at the moment I have got half the bees on the frames in the hive and half the bees, see there, on the pot. So I keep shaking the bees from the pot to the hive, and they'll be following the queen's pheromones. And at the moment the queen's pheromones will be very strong in that pot because that's where she's been living for some time. But if she's in here, these bees will start to migrate to the hive, and then I'm going to feed them because they are very low on resources. So I'm going to make some artificial pollen and some sugar water, and then I shall leave them alone for a couple of weeks. I have put a queen excluder, which is an odd place to put a queen excluder here, between the base board and the box to keep the queen from leaving, and it's one method of allowing the bees to come and go through the front entrance but not absconding. I doubt they'll abscond because they've got their own eggs in there. But they've got a bit of clean-up work to do. They'll take most of this dirt out, and they'll also take those elastic bands from the frame in the middle that's got the eggs and the brood on, as they glue all that together with beeswax. And there we have, the bees are now in that 10 frame hive box. I think that looks like it's the appropriate size. They don't have to go there have too much space, which can cause issues with fighting against pests like small hive beetles or wax moths. And bees have been very gentle. I have left the remains of a pot, and you can see here there's no bees really left. There's one, I think there's even she's flown off now. There's one just having a look. The rest of the bees are in the hive. I do just mark hives that I've caught for swarms, just for record keeping purposes. So these were caught from Burnham Heads Road. The other swarm I've caught recently here is a swarm which originally went into a nuke box because it was very small, but they've grown now. And this is the Yandaran swarm, so I do mark them, so I keep an eye on record of which bees came from where. I can't, when you've got a number of hives, I can't remember which is which, and it's important for record keeping. I do like to give feedback to people who call me out to capture swarms, and I also, importantly from a biosecurity standpoint, if there's any disease or anything nasty like AFB, American foul brood, then we know where these bees were from. I do, these bees are quarantined here at my place now. My honeybees are kept out off of my property. One, for a biosecurity point of view, as I say, I can keep these bees separate, so they're quarantined. And more importantly, or no, not more importantly, but equally as important, is that I like to keep honeybees and native bees separately. So my native bees live here at home with me, and they don't have any, apart from these quarantine bees that won't stay long, they don't have any competition from hives of honeybee for nectar and pollen sources. So the bees today look like they're settling in now. They've found the entrance, and I shall, as I say, prepare some sugar syrup for them, and as a source of carbohydrates, and some artificial pollen as a source of protein. And I'll probably actually feed both of these colonies, and then I won't touch them for a good 2 or 3 weeks, leave them be.